In a recent press briefing of the International Monetary Fund on the economic outlook for the Western Hemisphere, the replenishment of fiscal buffers and the pursuit of structural reforms that lead to medium-term growth are important for Caribbean countries, according to Rodrigo Valdés, the director of the Western Hemisphere Department of the IMF. The director gave his response to a question on the region in the context of slow global economic growth, inflationary pressures, and challenges specific to small island developing states like those in the Caribbean.
A policy line for Latin America in general that is common for almost all countries. Usually we have for a few, some, for a few others. But in this time around, the Caribbean, South America, Central America, all have basically two main challenges for the short-run macro. One that is critical is to work in the fiscal. We used our buffers. We have to replenish those buffers in an environment that could be more challenging with higher interest rates, with growth that is not that high. And the second part is to work in structural reforms that can lift medium-term growth. Again, that is super important for the long run, requires a lot of patience, but we won't grow more if we don't really tackle those. Nigel may want to add something on climate and the region, no?
Yeah, I think the other thing that's important for the region to look at is building its resilience to climate change, and that's multifaceted. I think it's part of it's shifting towards renewable energy sources. Part of it is strengthening its infrastructure to be much more resilient to the increased frequency and intensity of storms and hurricanes the region's facing. I just mentioned that we have already in place resilience and sustainability fund programs with both Barbados and Jamaica, where we're pursuing a lot of these reforms. We're providing capacity development to the region on many of these areas, including areas such as green taxation, commercial green financing from the private sector. And so I think there's quite a large investment from the fund in the Caribbean to try and help them make this transition towards a lower carbon and a more resilient economic system. Thanks.
The current government of St. Kitts and Nevis appears to already be on this pathway, inclusive of pursuing renewable energy and building resilient infrastructure. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.